You sit alone at your desk at 2:13 a.m., finishing unpaid overtime in a quiet Chicago office. Your phone vibrates 3 times from an unknown number. You finally pick up on the third ring. A calm Eastern European voice knows your name and threatens your mother and brother if you don't come outside. You step into the black Mercedes. The man beside you introduces himself as Victor and shows your entire life on a tablet. Victor offers $200,000 already sent to your mother and a new career moving invisible billions. You stare at the tablet showing $200,000 already sent to your mother. The first chain is locked. You ask Victor what happens if you go to the authorities. He warns that loose ends are erased. The car reaches a private airfield. A Gulf Stream waits with engines running. You board the plane. 12 hours later in Zurich, 3 men named Dmitri, Reza, and Klaus explain your new role as their ledger. They give you the first file of $78 million to clean through 3 jurisdictions in 48 hours. You create a simple consulting invoice and register a Delaware LLC. The $78 million begins its journey. By hour 36, the money lands clean in a Luxembourg real estate trust. Your first job is complete. They pay you $1.2 million commission. You fly home with new instructions and paid family bills. Back in your old apartment, you stare at the wall. The money feels like blood, yet also like oxygen. 6 months later, you operate from a Geneva villa as Laurent Moreau and have moved $900 million. Tonight, you explain the risks of routing $400 million through fake art in Hong Kong for the oligarch. You spend 3 days building the chain of Freeport storage, gallery, and developer to clean the money perfectly. When the $400 million lands clean, you feel nothing except the weight that you helped him keep his yachts. In London, El Ingeniero needs $260 million cleaned fast from drugs and shows your mother's photo. You work without sleep, rooting through crypto, privacy coins, and gold futures to finish in under 72 hours. When the $260 million finally clears, you rush to the bathroom and vomit from the stress and guilt. You now maintain 4 separate identities and enjoy the power of moving money for princes and arms dealers. A flagged transfer forces 48 hours of damage control until Victor warns you one more mistake and you are replaced. You start carrying a small vial of cyanide just in case, while your cuts grow and wealth piles up quietly. 2 years in, you manage over $3 billion annually, but live in total paranoia behind reinforced doors. In year 3, an Interpol red notice forces you into a fortified Cyprus compound where you rebuild everything from scratch. A Chinese industrialist needs $1.7 billion moved using phantom shipments across 17 countries. You discover the money comes from forced labor camps, but accelerate the transfer anyway, rationalizing that someone else would do it. The client sends you a $200,000 Patek watch, which you lock away with other gifts you never wear. At 4 a.m., Victor wakes you with a gun on the nightstand and moves you to Cyprus for safety. You restructure the entire network in flight and begin working 18-hour days from the Cyprus compound. You now refuse high-risk clients like a Nigerian general whose money comes from village massacres. When rivals attack Dmitri, you design a defense that bankrupts his enemies, knowing it will cost lives. 5 years later, paranoia rules your life as you manage over $3 billion annually from behind fortified walls. A consortium wants $11 billion moved from frozen Russian assets in the largest operation you have ever handled. You spend 4 months building the operation, sleeping only 4 hours a night and losing 12 pounds from stress. In the final week, the war room tension is unbearable, as one wrong instruction could collapse everything. At 3:47 a.m., the last confirmation arrives. $11 billion now sit clean in European green funds. While the clients celebrate with whiskey, you step outside and throw up over the balcony into the sea.
Governments now protect you indirectly, and banks treat your calls as priority, but the fear never leaves. The power feels real now as governments protect you and powerful men treat your calls with total respect. Yet fear never leaves you as you maintain 3 escape plans and cash hidden across different continents. Guilt has been replaced by cold acceptance that this is simply how the world works. When Victor offers a new Brazilian client with 900 million from illegal logging, you answer yes. You are now the hidden accountant who launders billions, and the world keeps turning darker underneath. You rarely leave the compound now and have not seen your family in person for years. The numbers never stop flowing as you continue building cleaner paper trails over darker realities. Every notification could end you, yet every successful transfer makes you more untouchable than before. The ordinary, exhausted accountant from Chicago is gone forever, replaced by the hidden master of billions. You launder the world's darkest money, and the world keeps turning cleaner on paper, darker underneath.